Hey guys, welcome back. As you seen in the last video of the cabin, like I said, we can't stay there right now because it's not chinked, it's not insulated. So we're still working on it right now. I need to work on the little tractor that could, the one that set all the logs. It's a very little tractor, but it did do a good job. It did set all but 3 of them. Did help out a lot. These are very handy. So I got it in here, got the leg thingy, whatever you want to call that. Anyways, holding bucket up. That's safety. So what I need to do to this thing is I need to do a service, I need to do a full grease job, which is obviously part of the service. Well, last year when I ordered filters, they were wrong. So this year I'm going to do like before, and I'm going to get the numbers off the filter, which is going to be hard for me because I can't see. But I'm going to get the numbers off the filters and then take them in and tell them this is exactly what I need. So I need to do a service. I don't know if you can see over there, but I'll bring it in closer. Okay, so you should be able to see there. I need to work on this, the levers for the bucket. That's all slop. It doesn't even do anything right there. So I know there's a pin right here and a bushing. That's wore right out. There's another pin up here. Thinking I might be able to add some washers to that one and shim that up a little bit. But yeah, that's all just slop. So I need to figure that out. Full service. Oh, the alternator quit working. So I need to get that off, figure out where I can get one of them from. Because might as well take time with this off time when we're not at the cabin or living at the cabin to get this done. This is winter time right now. It's January. So might as well go ahead, try to get filter numbers, drop the oil, or put the new oil in it. And the overflow tank for the radiator, I think, has a crack in it because every time it gets fluid in there, the radiator is full, but the overflow, anytime it gets any coolant in it, it leaks out. So I need to figure that out. Not much, really. So it'd be nice. I don't know if anybody noticed in the videos that there was a light on the dash for the low coolant while it reads off the overflow tank, and considering it was cracked, it kept thinking it was low. So I guess I need to get a pan, pull them filters, maybe use my magnifier or something to figure out filter numbers, write them down. Should be able to cross them to Napa or CarQuest somewhere and get me some filters. So I'm going to get a pan, get a filter wrench, figure that out. Okay guys, so this is the oil filter here. Hopefully these pliers be big enough. I think it just spun. Or did I slip? I don't know. I got another bigger pair, but it isn't here right now. Let's get this off. There's that one. I believe this one is a hydraulic. I think up here is a fuel. I'm going to have to take that side off. Remember how this comes off. Bolt there. I think there's a bolt over here. But get them sides off. I try to just, I know, I think it's equipment. Back when I ran equipment, I think it was every 200 hours you serviced your equipment. I just go once a year. I don't do 200 hours, but figure once a year, that way it's fresh, good oil. If you're wondering, this is a Kubota early to mid 90s 2250L, I believe it is. So the 2250 stands for 22.5 horsepower. So they make 3 different tractors in this size. They make a smaller engine in this same frame. They make this engine, they make a bigger one. So this is the medium duty one, which is still a compact tractor, but it does work pretty good. Hydraulic filter here is a canister filter. Which, if you're not familiar with a canister filter, there's a piece of dirt. It's a canister, and then there's this piece in there, which I believe is a magnet stick. So that's got some debris on it. Which I did take out the hydraulic pump on this 2 years ago, something like that. Then you should lift out this. Yeah, there's the filter. So I wanted to do the hydraulic filter then, but they gave me the wrong one. It looked pretty clean. Now after running it, it definitely needs a filter, that's for sure. I'm gonna stand this up so that oil ain't dumping everywhere. Okay. Now I gotta see if I can find some numbers. So I'll get that panel off, get the fuel filter off too, and see what I can come up with for these numbers, and then I'll get back. I did off camera pull the air filter, check that. I'm not gonna change it because it still looks good. It wasn't around a bunch of dust, it was in the woods, but so that's still good. Let's see what we can find for these numbers. Okay, right here I didn't realize that my microphone went dead, but I'm showing where the fuel filter is located.
Stop button.
If you're wondering, right up in there, I believe. Yeah, it's inside that. It feels all dry, so I think it's just running down from other stuff. But there's a valve right here that you turn is supposed to shut the fuel off, because your fuel tank's right above it, right up there, dropping oil. Okay guys, so I got the oil drained out of it. The new oil in it. Got the filter numbers. I had to have a friend of mine read the numbers for me. But did I put the oil cap back on it? Yeah, it's back on it. Filled it back up. Oil. Also pulled the surge tank. Sorry, sometimes I get busy working and then totally forget about videotaping. So I did pull the surge tank, filled it with water, can't find a leak anywhere. Oh, the wife checked it, can't find a leak anywhere. So I'm gonna put that back on and then probably fill it with coolant and see what's going on. Checked over the hose, can't find nothing leaking, but it also needs an alternator. It's not charging. So I might leave it off until after that. So I think now move on to, I said, with this hitch. I just stuck that pipe in there, with that bar. Let's see how it's bent down. I made this piece. Now the drawbar obviously I didn't make, but I made that piece because I like to go out to my trailers and just pick them up with 3-point, move them where I want, set it back down. And otherwise it just pivots, so I made this piece while I bent it, I think pulling a stump. Not out of the ground, just pulling across where the cabin's at. So I think that's why I bent that. So now I need to heat that up and try to bend that back straight. If you're wondering, I can't see all what's going on here. I set the torch by here because I've used the torch a lot before my vision went. So I got that. That feels pretty well straight. I can always adjust it some here. Now I'm going to find a shim. This is this big old pin. Find a shim that goes in here so this thing ain't flopping around. Let me dig around and see what I can find. So right here I dug around and I found this piece of pipe right here. I'm measuring it up to try to figure out how long one I need. Using my finger kind of holding it in the spot, and I went and cut it. So I think this worked pretty good. It tightened up that pin a lot.
Stop button.
I thought while I was here I might as well throw
Stop
some
button.
paint on this metal, make it look a little better. So I dug around and found some leftover paint that I had. Might as well make it look a little bit better.
Stop. Stop button.
Okay, you guys, here it is back again. Next few days later, I've just been working on this when I get some spare time. I went to grease it, and these two grease points on the arms for the main lift, they would not take grease. What you got to do, you go in through this hole and you grease it in here, down in here, grease it down there while I was just shooting grease. So I knocked the pin out of it. You can see the pins out of it. Pin is right here. You can see this pin has not had grease in years. Both sides were like that. Knocked the pin out. Tried heating it up with a torch. Tried greasing it. Still wasn't. I didn't think the greaser had a, I thought it was a hammer-in one. I don't know if you ever seen them, but some hammer-in grease certs. So anyways, I did end up getting them out. They were regular hex grease certs. So I'm going to put them back in, get that greased up really good because you can tell it has been in years. I didn't know it wasn't. So I'm going to get them done. Took the belt off the alternator. I don't know if you can see in here. Took the belt off. Well, I put it back on. You can see it's loose here. I wanted to check, see if there was any play in the bearings or anything. This is charging. It's at 12 volts when it's key on, or when the key's off, and because I charge the battery. Then you turn the key on, start it, it's at 12.1. Then you rev it up about half throttle, it's at 12.4. So it's barely charging, but it is charging. I do want to get that fixed. And they are still sending me the diagram for the controls there. So I'm slowly working on it, slowly getting this done. Catch you guys back in a little bit. Okay guys, so it's a few more days. I'm still waiting on the parts for the lever, but I'm gonna finish out this video. Probably went on long enough, but I did get most of the stuff fixed. Did find a place. I got to get the alternator rebuilt, but it does work for right now. It's just not charging the way it should be. I did get the grease certs back in here. Where am I at? Right in there. Got them taking grease, so that's a good thing. So I do have a few more things to do to it, but it's pretty much done. I'm going to wrap up this video, give you guys a video. So this project's pretty well done. I know what I need for the joysticks. Maybe I'll do that in a separate video, so that if somebody wants to learn how to rebuild the controls for the bucket, you can learn how to do that. I know what I need, so I need the breakdown, I can tell them what to order, and then I'll get that ordered. Did put a new suicide knob on there instead of one held together with tape, so that's a good thing. So anyways, don't let your disability hold you back. You want to get out and do something? Funny story. I was trying to figure out the filters, and I kept telling them they were wrong. The woman at the park store knew what she was talking about. She was trying to show me a picture on her computer, and even though Bill, my hat, was hitting the screen of her computer, she said, "What? You're the one changing the oil?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." So don't let your disability hold you back. Prove people wrong. Go out there and do it. Get it done. Whatever you want to do, get it done. Thanks for watching. Try to get some more videos out for you. And till the springtime when you start working back on the cabin, there's lots to do. Got to do the tractor, the windshield on the snowmobile, which that shouldn't be no big deal. But we got to build a generator shed also, which we'll be building in here and hauling up like the outhouse. So stay tuned to that. Stay tuned in the spring, a lot more on the cabin. Catch you guys next time.